Hello everyone, we got a bit of a doozy today. Now, number one, the lighting is probably not very good, but the reason for that is I'm sitting in front of a window and I have like a little Christmas. I actually don't know really what it is. It's my roommate's, and we use it because the kitchen light doesn't work, so we do put that in the kitchen as a light. But I have it behind me now because I thought you'd be able to see it, but you can't. You actually really can't. If you're wondering why is the camera so far away from me, I have a fucking big ass pimple on my chin, which you can definitely see. So maybe being further away will, I don't know, make it look a little blurrier. So we're gonna be talking about the Youthforia foundation kind of drama that's going on TikTok. I haven't seen anyone talk about this on YouTube, so I thought I'd say something, but I mean, I also haven't been looking for people talking about it on YouTube. I'm sure people have, cut to the chase ahead of me, but I just wanted to talk about it because I've been watching it go down since it started, which was early last week, because well, I'll get into what it is and everything. And let me know if this setup is better. This is the other wall. My last video, my back was facing the window, and it was nighttime when I did that. That's why I was facing away from the window, because there was no light. But there is light today. So, anywho, let's get into it. So, if you don't have TikTok, or you just don't know, or you're just not on this side of TikTok, what is Youthforia? Youthforia is a beauty company that claims to be, and I say claims to be, I'm sure they are in standards of what these words mean, but in the space of consumerism, nothing is really clean and sustainable. Youthforia was founded in 2021 by Fiona Cho-chan, and they are a clean, sustainable, plant-based beauty brand. Youthforia was founded 3 years ago, and they originally only had 15 shades in their foundation, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Their big scandal that's going on right now is that they just released 10 new shades for their foundation line, which previously only had 15, and there's much to be desired. Let me just put it that way. There's much to be desired in this foundation line. On their website, it says, quote, "At Youthforia, we believe that makeup is an extension of your skincare, and we're innovating with makeup you can sleep in. We love the mix of elevated playfulness and high-quality, unique formulas. A dose of fun without compromising on performance or skin health. Youthforia is universal. It is the moments of utter bliss in your adult life that remind you of your childhood joy. Your first lip gloss, getting a case of the giggles, like if confetti was a feeling. That's how we want to make you feel with every product, every time." End quote. And I took that off of the About Us part of their website. And they have something on their website, which I actually took, and I'll talk about it later on in the video, which they claim to be a 100% shade match, guarantee. You can take their test and they'll match you with your perfect shade, which this shade range only has 25 shades, so are you really gonna match me with my perfect shade? Chances are no. Okay, so the situation that's going on is they have their foundation, which they really have only a handful of products on their website, but they have a foundation called the Date Night Foundation, and they released 10 new shades last week, and the week before, maybe? This has been going on for a week, so it was the week before last week. And they have kind of dropped the ball on their shades, just to put it nicely. When they launched, had pale and olive toned and colored skin tones for their foundation, and they just released darker ones, but only 5 of them are actually dark skinned ones, and the other ones are kind of just tan olive skin, just a continuation of what they originally were in the beginning. And it's not looking good, especially when they sent out PR packages and people have begun testing it, especially their darkest shade. Now, as we know in the beauty industry, there is a unfortunate divide in the attention and inclusion of shades for people of color with dark skin. For literally no reason, people and companies make really only pale shades or shades that have some dark colors, but there's only like 4 of them, and they could have like 15 shades in between each one of those, you know, colors that they have their foundation or concealer in. So basically, after a long time of customers and consumers and makeup artists telling Youthforia, who's been a pretty prominent brand on TikTok, that they should release more inclusive colors, they basically went to fucking Michael's craft store and bought black paint and then are now marketing it as a foundation. Because their 600 foundation shade, which I will be talking about in a minute, is literally jet black and has no undertones or overtones. It's not cool, it's not warm, it's literally just black, pitch black, like literally as dark as this microphone. And people's skin can be very dark, but everyone's skin has undertones or overtones, whether it's cool or warm, anything. And this foundation does not. And the shade right before the darkest and the darkest could, like I said, have like 10 shades in between there. And of course the pale ones have each step in the like skin color radius, but of course the darker skin does not. And what they did to market this foundation, or to find people that would actually fit this color, the founder, Fiona, went to a mall like across the country and was looking for people that skin was dark enough to wear it, and she like chased down these 2 guys who were just doing their shopping to claim she put the foundation on them, but most people obviously think that didn't happen, because if you look at their skin versus the swatch of the foundation shades, not the same color. But she got pictures of them in the passport photo booths that they have at malls, and then she put those on her website, which are actually up. Like, insert photo here of their abhorrent shade range. Like, they have like 4 shades for people with very dark skin, which is a large population of, you know, humans. And another thing that people were really having a problem with for this foundation is that it is $50, $50 for 1.18 fluid ounces. And the fact that it's that much money is like insane. The founder claims that the lab made an $800 formula, and that's why it's so expensive, and like that's what all the foundation is. It's $800 to make, but she loves it so much, so she puts it out, and you know, it's actually barely making her any money, but she just wants to give so much to the beauty community. Like, shut up. That is not true at all. When compared to Fenty Beauty, whose formula isn't like completely plant-based or anything, not from what I know, Fenty Beauty, which has over 50 shades, they actually just released 8 more shades for their like filter foundation, which, round of applause to Fenty Beauty, but that has 50 shades and it's only $40 for essentially the same amount of product with more than twice as many colors. And they also, in Youthforia, like in the company, the foundation isn't the only thing with an abhorrent shade range that is really only able to be used by light skin pale people. Like, their blush only has 3 shades, and then their lip gloss only has 5 shades, and obviously you need a bunch of shades for a bunch of different type of people. And after all this backlash, Fiona Chan came out and said that it was actually meant to be a mixer this whole time, and that like people are just overreacting, that 600, the darkest shade, is actually meant to be mixed with lighter foundation to get people who have people of color with dark skin to get their perfect skin tone, which this was not said anywhere. It was not said on the packaging, it was not said on the website, it was not said in the marketing techniques or anything. She was marketing this as a foundation, as a true matte shade that was supposed to work for people with extremely dark skin. And she just came back, turned around. It's like, oh no, this was meant to be a mixer actually the whole time. Yeah, you guys are just like reaching, and you guys are actually like stupid idiots who just don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, everyone is like, girl, be fucking for real. BFFR. Be fucking for real. That's what everyone is acting like, because seriously, that's ridiculous. And also, even if it was supposed to be a mixer shade, people with dark skin should not have to buy multiple $50 foundations just to get their own shade. There should be colors that match their skin already. There should be colors that match their undertones. There should be colors that actually work with them. And even if that is true, that that's what she meant it for, that does not make her look better at all. That, if anything, that makes her look worse. Because that, if she was intending that, then she was just expecting people to buy multiple things from her company, give her more money to find something that worked for them. And Black people have long been an afterthought in the beauty community, in businesses, in really so many brands. And I understand that small businesses that don't have the funding of like L'Oreal or Maybelline, they don't have like the resources to make a billion different colors, but that's the standard now. That is the standard today, to have that many colors. So if you're going to make a makeup brand and only make a few shades that only market to a few people, one, that makes you look bad, because then you're purposely excluding groups of people. But also, just don't do it. Just don't do, simply, if you are thinking of making a makeup brand and being like, well, I don't have enough money to like make all these colors, so I'm only gonna make a few, then just take more time to fundraise and get the funding and money to make that many more shades. Simple. And if you can't do it, then just don't do it. Not everyone needs to have a makeup brand. Not everyone needs, literally, if I see one more celebrity making a pointless makeup brand, I'm going to riot. I'm going to riot in the streets, because I'm sick of it. Because we don't need like anymore. And if you are going to make one, be different and have an exemplary amount of shades. Have stuff that markets to everyone, to make everyone feel included and everyone feel important, and like they were a forethought, not an afterthought. So in the aftermath of this situation, even though we're not technically in the aftermath yet, this is still going on, but the youthforia TikTok page has disabled all comments on every single one of their posts. And scrolling through their TikTok, each one of their videos has like a couple 100,000 to over 1 million views. And if you click on the videos, they only have like a couple thousand likes. So the likes of the view to like ratio is terrifying. It just reveals everything that is going on. Like, before she was just deleting comments, but now she has taken to just disabling all the comments on her videos, and she hasn't even spoken out. Like, she just keeps marketing her products. And she actually reposted this was on like the 17th, so this was like 2 weeks ago, but she actually like posted the video of her chasing after these two young men in the mall to get them, just to take a picture of them in their skin tone, and thought like, yes, that's a good one. That's a good marketing technique. And you can tell Fiona Cho-Chan, is the one that's running her own marketing. And it's like, girl, hire a PR firm, please. I'm begging you. I'm begging you, please, because this is not how to do it. This is not how to do it. And in this whole situation, she has made it seem like everyone else is the problem, and like, oh, well, you know, I made these shades. If you're not dark enough for them, well, then it's not meant for you. But literally nobody, there was a geneticist I saw, or not a makeup chemist, actually, not a geneticist, that was talking about the literal skin tones and skin colors. And a few of the darkest makeup influencers, Fenty, I believe, has made foundations in their skin tone, or they have had foundations that match their skin tone even if they're extremely dark. And if you swatch those skin tones, I'll insert a video while I'm talking about this, but if you put Youthforia's 600 shade foundation next to the foundations that fit these women perfectly, there's such a big drastic difference. And to anyone that's like, well, you're just not dark enough, seeing people with extremely dark skin versus this shade, it's ridiculous. And you can't say like, oh, well, there's someone darker, because no one's skin is 100% completely flat. Like, people, if they're really pale and white, they're not like paper white. They have a warm or cool undertone or overtone. That's just how it is. That is literally how skin works, okay? And to just put just plain straight black pigment and be like, perfect, mwah, creme de la creme. Excuse me, that is not what no one wanted that, no one asked for that, okay? Thank you. And I'm gonna insert a few videos now on TikTok of people discussing this whole situation.
Which side of my face is the black face paint or the Youthforia foundation? You can't tell. You know why? Tar in a bottle. This is jet black face paint, and this is the darkest shade of the Youthforia Date Night foundation. This is black face paint. This is the darkest shade of the Youthforia foundation. A few months ago, I tried the darkest shade of the Youthforia foundation. This is what it looked like on me. I'm gonna apply some of the foundation on this side of my face so you guys can see. Let's just go ahead and try to blend this out, you guys. Enough. Who is that color? I'm gonna wipe this off and let me put the paint all over my face. I'm literally just going in with the face paint. We're gonna do some painting, and let me just go ahead and blend it out with the brush. This is the darkest shade of the Youthforia foundation. This is black face paint. Sometimes it's okay to say, hey, maybe my brand is not made for complexion. I'm gonna squeeze a pump of this on my forehead just right out the bottle so you guys can see that I'm literally not joking. We're gonna do a big blend of this, you guys. When we say that we want you guys to make shades for us, we don't mean to go to the lab and ask for minstrel show black. What we mean is to take the browns that you have made, create undertones, and do what you need to do in the lab so it's a darker shade of brown. This is the darkest shade 600, and as you guys can see in the bottle, literally jet black. The shade right next to it is shade 590. This is what it looks like in the bottle. Here is shade 600. You guys, there could be like 10 more shades in between these two shades. In addition to that, when we go to the actual website and we look at the swatch, not only is the swatch online literally jet black, there's literally only 4 or 5 shades for people that actually have dark complexions. Not really for black people, for being honest. Not only in 2024 is this so disgusting and disrespectful, but this needs to be pulled off the shelves.
Does anyone else think that people are being way too sensitive about this whole Youthforia foundation scandal? Because like, okay, yes, people asked them to expand their shade range for darker complexion, and in response, they gave us something that's not really suitable for an actual human being. But like, at the same time, they've also united the beauty community more than I've seen in years. Like, clearly I'm playing y'all. Fuck Youthforia, but also thank you, Youthforia. Thank you. Thank you for destroying your brands and being another example of how united the younger generations are in today's world. Because obviously it is so insane to put out a product that only contains black pigment, no undertones, and then market it as a foundation. Like, this was literally just a slap in the face of dark-skinned people, because dark-skinned people are not just purely black. We know this. But boy, oh boy, I have not seen the beauty community united over a scandal like this in years, darling. Like, this is a shit show for Youthforia, and I don't think they're gonna recover from it. And honestly, period, because I don't know if y'all have noticed, but in today's world, a majority of the younger generations have really been rallying behind minority groups, because enough is enough. Minority groups are tired of being fed crumbs and still being expected to feel satisfied from it. You know, this whole Youthforia thing is just a small part and a way bigger picture of young people really coming together. Like, you know, we see this recently with all the protests at universities across the world, you know, protesting the aiding and abetting of the literal genocide of the Palestinian people. And, you know, these protests have been happening for a while now, but they've been really amplified in like the past month, primarily by younger generations. Because, you know, when the protests started, we the people were asking for what? A ceasefire. And what did they give us? They did a ceasefire for like a few days. And then after that, the genocide just continues. And you know, in the past, the government could have gotten away with doing the bare minimum. But you know, now we're so united on social media. We're so much of a collective on here that we see the tactics of the government and the corporations. We're able to see them doing the bare minimum, trying to trick us into complacency. and we easily communicate that to each other within a few clicks. I mean, why else do you think they want to ban TikTok so badly? Now, relating this back to youthforia, when we the people make demands, when minority groups make demands, we have got to keep being relentless until those demands are met. Because at the end of the day, the world is truly run by the people. I'm just really so amazed at how well people can come together to enact change, whether it's on a large political scale or for something as simple as shades of foundation. And you know, it's just inspiring to see how this sentiment is being applied in many different aspects of life. As a trans woman of color, I've been doing a lot of reading and watching and listening recently, just trying to learn and observe, just figure out ways that I myself can be vigilant and be ready and helpful for the change that is coming to the world. But yeah, thanks for coming to my TikTok TED Talk. I hope y'all are doing okay. And yeah, thanks for watching. Mwah.
So in conclusion, I'm kind of just like sick and tired and over it. And if I'm sick and tired and over it, I can't imagine what like people who have to deal with this and have to deal with their skin and them as people being an afterthought and just discarded in the trash. It's as if like when things like this happen, it's as if Euphoria is being like, well, I'm sorry that you were an afterthought, but like at least I still thought of you. At least I still thought of you, even though I thought of you at the very end, and your skin tone took a very long time to be added to my collection, and even then, you're gonna have to mix one of our light shades with the dark shades to get your skin tone, because I just cannot be fucking bothered to do anything about it. It's ridiculous, and it's bogus, seriously. And like I said, if you want to make a company, or you want to make a following, or make a, like, change the makeup industry, like, that's what all these makeup founders say. Like, that is what the Youthforia founder Fiona has been saying. Like, she wants to change the industry. She wants to make plant-based and like comfortable things for everyone. Well, clearly we're not looking at the same brand. Clearly we're not looking at the same actions. If that's what you think you're doing, if that's what you think you're doing, that's not happening. That is not what's going on here. And the fact that she's just like been silencing everyone, she has been reposting the positive reviews on her their TikTok. She's been reposting positive things people say, like only good things, and then she deleted all the bad comments, and now she's disabled all her comments. And it's like, yeesh. She's not even apologizing. She's most likely not going to, because people like this don't think they did anything wrong. And yeah, it's okay if you can't afford to make a billion shades, but like I said, if you can't afford to make a billion shades, don't make any shades. Like, you could stick to eyeshadow or lip gloss or blush, but even then, like I said, she has basically no colors, and the colors that she does have really would only work on like fair skinned people. And I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but she does make all her products in Korea, and obviously Korean beauty standard is very pale and very minimal looking makeup. So I don't know if that's like inspired her in her makeup career. That could just be where it's made. But even so, like, I saw a review of a Korean brand that had like a bunch. I'll see if I can find the video and I'll put it in here. But like, I saw this video where this Korean makeup beauty brand actually listened to their customers and made a lot of dark shades, and it actually worked and was perfect. And if people, and it just took time. They said they were doing it and it took time. Fiona Cho-chan and Youthforia announced that they were doing this, and then the release left everyone so underwhelmed. They were hyping it up so much. They were making it seem like this was the next big thing. And then when it came out, it's like, okay, was that it? Like, is this everything? Is this what you've been talking about this whole time? Is this what you've been hyping up to the fucking gods? Okay, so I'm gonna keep watching this Euphoria situation. It doesn't look like it's gonna get any better. It's probably gonna get a little worse, and then people are just gonna forget about Euphoria, and it'll fade into obscurity like all these things do. And I just wish that people would think, like, even though you are like a white or light skinned person or like a pale person, like, you can still think about other people, and you can still think like literally white people, we white people have never been the afterthought. We have been the forethought for fucking ever, for literally ever. If I hear anyone saying that that's not true, I will block you. I will leave you in the dust, because that is not true. And even when white, like, and then it's ridiculous because when black people and people who are directly affected by these issues speak out, they don't get listened to. So it takes a white person to say it for people to be like, oh my God, yeah, you're so right. You're so right. When people should be listening to the people who are directly affected. I know I probably don't have, like, obviously that's not me, and it's never been me, and it never will be me. I tried explaining to my twin sister that, like, just because we grew up poor and struggled a lot of ways that, like, poor black people struggle, we still have more privilege inherently in society than them because of our skin color. My sister was like, no, that's not true. I was like, yes, it fucking is. It is. Anyways, just going on another rant about inequality in our society. Thank you. Anyways, hope you like this video. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe if you want. Literally do whatever you want. But I threw this together in like a day because, once again, construction's going on downstairs. They were being so loud. I don't know what they're doing. It sounds like they are drilling a mine downstairs. But it kept me awake, so I was just doing research and typing the script up. So, anyways, thank you so much for watching, and if you have anything to say or any like requests or anything, let me know. My last video got a whopping 50 views, which is pretty fancy. And just a quick update on my last video, Watcher did walk back their subscription plan. So I said in the comments that I don't think they would, and they did. So I was wrong, I admit. And it was kind of hilarious how fast they were like, fuck, we fucked up. And then they're keeping their subscription service open, but they're still gonna be posting their things on YouTube. So, and basically it's like Patreon, but they're still gonna have their Patreon. It doesn't even make sense, but they did walk it back, but obviously now they have lost a huge chunk of their following because they betrayed the trust of those who had given them millions of dollars over the years. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, and yeah, peace.